Hi YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the Gavko designed Thresher from Massdrop. Give you a couple looks at it before I really start talking about it too much. Okay, so quick before I get started. Here's the packaging. Comes in a Massdrop pouch. Nice cushy inside with a Gavko logoed. I think just Gavko. Yep, Gavko logoed microfiber cleaning cloth. And Massdrop is now known as Drop, but when they made this knife, it was known as Massdrop. So I'm just going to call it Massdrop for the sake of this video. Also, here's the box it came in. Very cool box, kind of a silhouette or a line drawing of the knife. And just a little bit on there. So now on to the actual knife. Like I said, this was designed by Gavko, made kind of a collaboration between Massdrop and produced by We Knives. So we know We Knives makes very quality, nice knives out of China. I believe this doesn't say China anywhere on it, but that's where it was made. So I guess I'll get into the specs and measurements. We have an overall length of 8 inches, a blade length of 3.5 inches, cutting edge of about 3.5 inches also, handle length of 4.5 inches, blade thickness of 0.16 inches, and a handle thickness of 0.5. Blade shape is a clip point, plain edge, flat grind, and like it says right there, S35VN for the blade material. Handle material is tie, also tie hardware, tie pocket clip. So there's 3 different versions of the handles. You can have this, which is the plain version. Then there's one called the Big Eye, and one called the Pelagic, I think. And those are just different types of shark. I think maybe different types of Thresher shark. But that's just how Gavko names his stuff, always shark themed. So one kind of has lines milled in that way, and it's rounded. And then the other one is kind of like flint chipped on the sides, it looks like. So just little scallops all around. And the weight on this one is 5.1 ounces. The Big Eye is 4.9 ounces, and the Pelagic is 4.7 ounces. So if you want it to be a little lighter, then Pelagic is the lightest, if it really matters to you enough. Pocket clip is right hand tip up only. I believe they make left-handed versions, so the pocket clip would be flipped around on the left-hand version, I think. Frame lock with a steel insert in there. Dual thumb stud opener. I think that's just steel that's been PVD coated. It runs on bearings. And now on to kind of the design and some of the features of it. So like I said, tie hardware, you could tell it's all anodized. So anodized pivot, anodized screws, backspacer, pocket clip, they're all anodized the same color. Looks very nice together. Also, it comes in, I think sand is this color, which is like the bronze. It also comes in gray, which is called shark skin, or the bluish greenish version is called aqua. So I went with the bronze. I don't think they had any gray in stock when I bought it, so I just went for the most normal of the 2 that were left. There's no lanyard hole on it, which is not a big deal to me because I usually don't use a lanyard, so no loss for me. Looks great without it. No hole in the middle of the handle or anything ruining the lines of the knife. Backspacer is kind of scalloped out. Doesn't look too out of place on this knife, but I think the scalloped version, which I think is the Big Eye, I think it would look better on that. The blade is satin, kind of a machine ground satin finish on there. Very nice looking, nice and clean. Also, the pocket clip is very great, functioning in and out of the pocket. Very smooth. It is a 3D milled pocket clip, but I think you can tell. I think they probably milled it out of a solid piece, flat right here, and then just put this in a press or something and bent it up. So it's spring clip down here, mounted by kind of a 3D sculpted pocket clip back right there. So looks good, functions great. Now on to what I really like about the knife. Some of the goods. The factory edge was very sharp. Let's see if you can see. Right here, I already have a little bit of a rolled edge, a little bit of a ding, because I just let my dad borrow, or my dad needed to cut something a couple minutes ago. So I said, "What are you going to cut with it?" And he looked at me like, "I'm not going to do anything stupid with it." So I let him cut it, and he must have accidentally hit it. After cutting through a zip tie, he must accidentally hit it on a piece of metal and dented the edge a little bit. So I'll need to use it a bunch, get the edge dull, and then have River's Edge near me, the knife shop, have them sharpen that up for me. But still, the rest of the edge is perfect, and it came very sharp from the factory. Seems very good for piercing tasks. I mean, just like stabbing through a cardboard box or whatever, it's super pointy right there. Very comfortable in the hand. It kind of just molds to your hand. No jimping or anything. It's just nice and smooth. Zero hot spots. Definitely love how it feels in the hand. Flips out great. I will try to finger flick it, but yeah, so that's a little harder, but it flips out so great with your thumb. There's no need to, or you might not feel the need to flip it out with your index finger or your pointer finger or whatever, your middle finger or anything. So I usually just thumb flick it. Flips out great though, nice and smooth on those bearings. Also, the clip is just very nice in and out of the pocket. The cutout is back here, so it doesn't really interfere with it or anything. It doesn't get stuck on your pocket. Nice and big enough of a relief right there to go in your jeans. So some of the gripes, I really had to think hard to think of some bad stuff about it because I love everything about it. If you're really concerned about weight, you might not like it because 5.1 ounces is a little heavy just because they didn't skeletonize or kind of lighten up the liners in there or anything. You can't really see it, but yeah, solid liners and a big thick titanium backspacer all the way through. So I guess maybe they could have made a floating backspacer or whatever and scallop out some of the middle there, but that's really all I could think of for a gripe is the weight. Everything else seems perfect on it. I think I saw somebody else say the thumb studs, that color, if they would have done kind of like a matching color for that, or just left them plain, it would have been nice, but I don't really see too big of a problem with black thumb stud and bronze handle. I think it still looks good. Now on to some comparisons. Quick size comparison with the Paramilitary 2. Almost, pretty close. Paramilitary 2 seems like it might be a little bigger. Get some width. Yeah, pretty comparable also. So you can see the blade to handle ratios are pretty different on them. I guess I'll just set them down. I can't really get a good view of this because they're kind of big. Here we go. Yeah, not too different. And then I wanted to compare it with my other Massdrop knife, the Ferrum Forged Buck. So here's this one. I don't think this has Thai hardware. I assume it's stainless because it's not anodized. The blade finish is like exactly the same. Stonewashed handle, just like the one I'm reviewing now. Milled pocket clip, so you can tell, very similar. Also a back spacer, milled out and everything. And solid liners, or solid handles. So very similar. And kind of my final thoughts and recommendations on the knife. When I bought this knife, it was, I think, a Black Friday sale. It was $100, which is an insane price for titanium, S35VN, and like ball bearings and everything. So, insane price for this quality of knife. Now it is back up to $190, so I think it's definitely worth it at $190 still. If you got the money to spend, you definitely won't be disappointed by it, but at $100, it was just unbeatable. Had to buy it, so at that price, if they ever do that sale again, definitely jump on it. 100% recommend it for $100, $190. Still recommend it. I think that's still a very quality knife for that much money. Not an insane deal, but kind of like that's what it's worth. So I got a screaming deal, but if they did the sale once, they might do it again. And I think just amazing knife. Recommend it no matter what. Love it, and I've carried it since I got it. There you can see the little chip in the blade, or kind of rolled, dinged edge, but that's pretty much all I got to say about it. Nothing really bad to say, only good things. Definitely an amazing knife. I love Gavko's knives, Michael Gavik, if you remember from Tough Thumb's old videos and stuff, and his old YouTube videos. So, awesome designer, makes great knives. Definitely check out his customs, check out his Instagram and everything, because he always posts a bunch of cool stuff. That's pretty much it. Check out some of the other videos on my channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.